Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Yet another episode of Crushing Fantasy Football. I am Bryce Lockridge, your host of the show. All right, guys, day one of the NFL draft is officially over. Round one was very exciting. I know you guys enjoyed the draft because we definitely saw some surprises. We definitely saw some players that went higher than expected and went to teams we didn't expect them to go to. We saw some very fantasy relevant players get drafted, and we also saw some very fantasy relevant players receive a significant boost based on other pieces that were added to their offense. So I've got a very important list for you here today, guys. These players are skyrocketing in my rankings based on what we saw happen in the draft yesterday. So I'm going to start right here with the very first player on my list, a player that now his fantasy stock is going through the roof, and that is Kenneth Walker. This is a guy building off a 1,000 rushing yard season despite not even getting to start the season as the starting running back. 4.6 yards per carry. He was very efficient. We saw incredible game-breaking big play ability from Kenneth Walker last season. 52 red zone touches. He was dominating the high-value touch count. And now we add Jackson Smith Enigma to this offense. This offense is going to be good. Anybody that, thinks that Geno Smith is going to come out and be a bust in the second season, guys, Geno Smith is going to be good. He's going to be good by default. Even if he doesn't play as well next year, this offense is now loaded with so many elite offensive weapons that they pretty much have to be good. We've got speed all over the field. We've got the fastest lightning Kenneth Walker in the backfield, who obviously is just way high on my radar now. We've got the Tyler Lockett who can fly on the outside. DK Metcalf, one of the best, most athletic specimens in the entire NFL, on the other side of Tyler Lockett. And then we have now Jackson Smith Enigma to operate out of the slot and make this offense absolutely lethal. There is no way this is not going to be a good NFL offense. Okay? Even if Geno Smith doesn't play as well this coming season by some chance, the Seahawks offense is going to be very good. Geno Smith is a lot better than people give him credit for, though. He always has been an underrated quarterback in his career. He's actually a very solid NFL quarterback. I don't see any way that he doesn't lead the Seahawks to scoring a lot of points this year. Kenneth Walker's upside is now through the roof because his touchdown upside is enormous. He certainly has the upside to score 20 touchdowns in this offense because they are going to be in the red zone often, and they are going to be feeding Kenneth Walker often within the red zone. So the high-value touches are there. The big playability is there. He was already high on my list because all the boxes were checked, but now the overall efficiency of his offense is going to be even better. So he's skyrocketing my rankings. I can't wait to see what Kenneth Walker could do this year. If he's a running back one in all of fantasy, I would not be surprised whatsoever. Next player on my list is going to be Bichon Robinson. Now, Bichon Robinson, I was going to like any landing spot. I'm not going to lie. I think most of us were. We just wanted to see him land somewhere, right? There were only a few NFL teams where I was like, that's a bad landing spot. But the Falcons are definitely not one of those. The Falcons are a landing spot that I really like for Bichon Robinson. We saw a significantly improved offensive line for the Falcons last year. Chris Lindstrom has this awesome rookie season, and now he gets the 5-year, $105 million extension. They've got star power on the offensive line. They've just got a good offensive line as a whole. So Bichon Robinson has a good offensive line to block for him. We know that he has all the talent in the world. It really goes without saying. I mean, this is a running back that has elite speed, elite power, elusiveness. He has every facet of the game on lock. He's still going to be a very good pass-catching back in the NFL. I'm very confident that he's going to be a very good pass-catching back as well as an elite rusher. And look, this is a guy who gets taken as one of the first 10 overall picks at the running back position. The NFL and NFL teams have clearly gotten to the point where they don't value running back as much as in the draft. We've seen it in recent years in the draft. Running back isn't as valued now. So, for a running back to go top 10 overall, that definitely says something about what the team thinks about the running back. They're certainly planning on building this team around the run. Bichon Robinson is going to be the main benefactor of this. All the boxes are checked for him to have a great fantasy season in year one. He is skyrocketing up my rankings. Next and final player that I have on my list here is going to be Lamar Jackson. Now, this is a guy who obviously has tremendous talent, great rushing ability. He's been a little bit inconsistent as a passer in his career, but he is a good passing quarterback, and he certainly has weeks where he looks like one of the best passing quarterbacks in the entire league. So, the dual threat in Lamar Jackson with the passing threat and obviously the elite rushing abilities. We now add Odell Beckham to the team, and yesterday the team drafts Zay Flowers, one of the most exciting wide receiver prospects in the entire draft, if not the. So, man, This Ravens offense is now absolutely loaded. Now, if you were watching my podcast last offseason, I made several videos talking about how Lamar Jackson's going to bust because he doesn't have any offensive weapons. A lot of people got mad at me for this. I received a lot of, disagreement on this. And, he came out last year in weeks 2 and 3 and absolutely went off. But then after that, really did absolutely nothing, didn't present any sort of ceiling or any sort of consistency. And then he went down with the injury. So overall, last year, he was a bust. I was technically right. Had he played all 17 games, maybe he wouldn't have been. But technically, yes, last year he was a bust. But this year, I don't think that is going to be the case whatsoever. He finally has the loaded offense that he deserves. He got the bag. The Ravens just went all in on Lamar Jackson. They gave him a ridiculous contract, and they surrounded him with weapons. We've got Zay Flowers. We've got Odell Beckham Jr. We've got Mark Andrews. There is no reason in the world why this won't be one of the best offenses in the NFL. This offense is going to be putting points on the board like crazy. So look for Lamar Jackson to have a very good chance to have more rushing touchdowns this season than he's had in his entire career, just due to the team having so many opportunities within the red zone, due to how good of an offense they're going to be. So the rushing upside is higher than ever for Lamar Jackson. He's entering the prime of his career. He's 26 years old. All the boxes are checked. This dude should absolutely explode this coming season. He is skyrocketing in my rankings. All right, guys, those are the main players that I feel like benefited from day one of the NFL draft. They're skyrocketing in my rankings. You're going to want to get these guys on your fantasy team. Between now and the time the season starts, their ADP is going to skyrocket. So you're going to have to pay a price to get them, but I very much think that it's going to be worth it. So you should definitely get these guys on your fantasy team. They are skyrocketing in my rankings. All right, guys, I will catch you later.